Good mythical morning. Before we pressed record, we were talking about GMM. Have you ever seen the Ear Biscuits podcast?
Mm-hmm. I have.
Or listened to it, I should say?
Yeah.
I love what they do because they've been doing this for so long. And they've been killing it, but I think there are still humans behind Rhett and Link. And I always think it's interesting to hear their perspectives on things behind the scenes and doing GMM.
When it comes to like Rhett and Link and just everything that they do, I have to tell myself anytime I watch like a Good Mythical Morning video, because I used to be like a religious watcher, literally every single morning. I don't know. Do you think what time did regular high school start? Because we had to be in class by 8:05. Did regular high school start at 8:05? It was
between
like
8 and 8:30.
I think it was like 9. I swear they started at like 9.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm not sure, but I swear we woke up like really early, and so I'd wake up every morning, and I'd put on Good Mythical Morning and I'd watch it, and then eventually I learned as I got into the world of content creation that these videos are not like filmed right then and there.
Right, no, they're filmed months and months in advance.
And I had to take myself away from that, because I watch YouTube videos a lot when I want to feel like the person is talking to me, like when I want that reaction,
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch a show because I feel like I'm not even that immersed.
You feel like you're part of something.
Yeah, so I kind of have to tell myself when I'm watching Good Mythical Morning, like, hey, these people, this was filmed could be last year.
GMM is like a constant in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know there's structure to every day. When I'm sitting down eating lunch, I can turn on a Good Mythical Morning video, and I have so much respect for them keeping this structure alive and dedicating the time and the workforce to doing this, because it's hard for us to even get a podcast episode up every week.
Mm-hmm.
They do 5 videos a week, and obviously they record in advance, but there's still a lot that goes into that. So
yeah, because they're doing everything. That's why they record in advance, because they have a lot of stuff.
I strive to have the dedication to the arts and entertainment that Rhett and Link do. As you can see, the Gatorade is out the door. Gatorade is no more.
Yeah,
Gatorade is a part of the past. We drink Prime now.
I really don't know how I feel about this. I took a sip, and although it only had 1 gram of sugar, this thing tasted like I was drinking pure sugar.
I know. Isn't that crazy? It's that coconut water, that sugariness that doesn't have any sugar.
It's really good.
It's funny because if you actually look at the back of Prime, there's 100 things that I can't explain. Pyridoxine, hydrochloride, retinol palmitate. These just sound like dangerous chemicals. But it is delicious, and it is from influencers. So this is our new beverage. In fact, next week, Justin doesn't even know about this, but on our Patreon, we are going to be ranking all of the Prime flavors and talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's going to be tons of fun, so you should totally go follow us over there. What's happened this week for the podcast? We hit 100 followers on TikTok, and we are still growing. 3,000 plus likes. So if you're here from TikTok, welcome. I need you to press subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, wherever you're listening or watching the podcast, because we want to take things to the next level, and we need your help to do it. About the fact that I'm verified on X. I subscribed to Twitter Blue for 1 month. I unsubscribed and they never took away my blue check mark. And I hope saying this doesn't put it out there in the world. Elon Musk is going to hear it.
Elon already hates us from the last episode. I don't even know.
He's going to come for my blue check mark. Should I subscribe to X Premium on the Fragmented Zone page and get us a blue check mark? I feel like we'd probably get bullied. But I want to do it anyways. My last question for you before we get into things. Are you a podcast guy outside of this podcast? Do you listen to podcasts?
No. I mainly, I know my sister is. My sister listens to a lot of podcasts, but I would definitely listen to them a lot. Probably on my drive home. I need some new things. I find myself when I drive a lot, needing to listen to something else besides my music. So maybe I'll start picking it up. But otherwise, there's really no reason for me to just sit down and listen to it.
I think it's peaceful to be a part of a conversation between people.
Yeah.
That's why I like what we do. And I like that style of podcast. When I'm working out, when I'm at the gym, my playlist is just podcasts, new episodes that I need to catch up on. I love Distractible from Markiplier, Mark, Bob, and Wade, that gang, the YouTube gamers. And then Jacksepticeye and Ethan just recently teamed up and did the Brain League podcast, which is also really entertaining. So I've been really enjoying those. All right, here we go.
It's yay nay time.
My yay is Olivia Rodrigo. All right, she's got a new album coming out. I am willing to admit that I'm a Livy. Okay, that's like the Swifties of Olivia Rodrigo. That the Livies. Okay, I am up to date with the twang like that because I am in fact a Livy. I'm obsessed. I think I'm in love with Olivia Rodrigo, honestly, and whenever she releases a new song, I will be there the second it drops. And maybe it's a problem, but I'm okay with it. We're gonna go to an Olivia Rodrigo concert.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, guys. We tried when originally we were going on a trip to New York, and she was doing a show in Detroit, and we just asked them to politely drop us off, and they just wouldn't do it. They wouldn't oblige.
But one day when she goes on tour again, the Fragmented Zone is taking over.
And I'm sure she will. I'm sure it won't be too long. I'm sure we won't have to wait a horrific amount of time.
With the new album, she'll probably get back.
People have been talking so much about this new song that she released. Bad Idea, right?
In his sheets and whose sheets?
And yeah, that's the thing. But people have been talking about they don't like it. And
Liars.
I think all of you have to remember, right? I want all of you to go on Spotify right now, okay, and search up Olivia Rodrigo, and you will find a playlist that says this is Olivia Rodrigo. You know what's on there? Her first album and her High School Musical, the series songs that she did. That's it. And the other 2 songs that she released. That is all that is on that entire thing. Most artists have 50,000 songs on their playlist,
we can't just compare her new songs to the stuff.
She has to find herself, guys. Not only is she super young, she's still coming into this crowd of her own. She has to find herself in this new environment and see what people like. Right?
Yeah, she's expanding. She's trying out new things. This may be the most sexual Olivia Rodrigo song, but different people can connect to different things. I love it. Mm-hmm. Seeing you tonight. It's a bad idea, right? Not going to get into it because I don't want to get copyright. But anyways, my nay for this week. And I don't like calling people out by name. I don't want to, if we do blow up by any chance, I don't want to start drama right away. But there seems to be a crazy thing that, like, YouTubers that were popular 10 years ago are coming back into the picture and starting controversy. And then, like, swatting themselves because that's crazy. I guess being an influencer is probably not very good for your mental health. Mm-hmm. And I understand. And I feel bad for certain individuals that have put themselves out there in such crazy ways. But there's just been a lot going on the internet. Justin told me today, he's like, you need to take a break from the internet because it stresses me out. It stresses me out just how much drama is on the internet. But I can't because I need to be connected. That's what I do. That is how I get my entertainment. I need to be connected to the community's thoughts and everything that's happening. And that comes at a cost. And that cost is YouTubers calling the cops on themselves and slapping people.
A YouTuber caught them cops on themselves and slapped the person?
Yes.
Who was this?
If you know, you know. But basically, they had a mental breakdown, and then they swatted their own house, and they got arrested. And hopefully they get the help they need. Because I don't know where this person came from after all these years, and how there's so much voice out there around this person. But let's leave the past YouTube in the past. Let's move on. It's like they're coming back from the dead and trying to grab onto the internet again.
I don't know who we're talking about. I'm not as connected as he is.
Well, I am talking about specific. I feel like this is just an overarching theme. Like, for example, I feel like people weren't talking about Keemstar for a long time.
I really do not like Keemstar.
And now Keemstar is back in the media a lot more.
Oh, wait. I think I know what you're talking about.
You do know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
My yay and my nay this week both have to do with the Blue Beetle.
Oh, that's interesting. I knew you were going to talk about this, though.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't talk about it in mine. So I'll add some
My
thoughts.
yay this week, Blue Beetle was absolutely just chef's kiss, honestly.
I loved that movie.
And I really think it was a, I wouldn't say here, people always try to throw around the word like, I think that was what every DC project came out. They're like, I don't think this is a good start to the new DC universe. And it's like, just let things be. Like, Blue Beetle was already in the works, and then James Gunn took over, and it did this whole thing. But the movie is good. The movie is like, I think is top tier hilarious. I mean, the movie is dark. I don't even know how to like. It's not dark as in that way, but like I mean, this movie definitely is not.
It packs an emotional punch that I didn't expect.
But not even that. Like a dude literally got stabbed through his whole entire torso and picked up by a robotic spaceship beetle.
And it was awesome.
And it was nuts. It was crazy. And then this guy got his blood splattered all on the wall.
And George Lopez is in it, and he was hilarious.
It was crazy. But I loved the movie. It was very emotional. It was very just nice. All of it really just went together well, and I love it. I love that the Hispanic community gets to have a superhero after so much time. That they can call their own.
What do you think the spring goes to? Is this whole table going to collapse?
I hope not. But it's always nice that you get new things. It's kind of sad because I think there was a quote one time that said like the day racism matters, the day that we stop saying like a first of something, and that's just never gonna happen because there's always a first. A first is a first.
Right.
That Black Panther was a first movement. Shang-Chi was a first movement. Blue Beetle was a first movement. So I think it was very powerful. My nay are all the haters who have something to say about this movie. You don't have to like it. I'm not saying you have to like it at all. There are movies that a lot of people like that. I don't like, but there are a lot of movies that people like that people don't like, and I like. So it's perfectly fine, but just like don't go around spreading hate. Of course, don't be racist about this movie. I walked out with two people who went to go see it with, and they said they didn't like George Lopez in it. I thought he was funny. I thought Rudy was hilarious.
People just hate George Lopez.
No, I know. I don't get why. Well, okay, I can't say that. I can't say I don't get why. But like, I thought Rudy was hilarious in this movie. And I really loved it. This movie was a giant ad though, because they kept talking about how that taco got destroyed. Every time that taco came on screen, it was perfectly fine up until like the last part where it actually legitimately blew up. So yeah, but this movie was great.
Yeah, I thought it was really cheesy at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like an early 2000s action flick. But once that last act hits and you get into the final battle, it was awesome. When Jaime really becomes Blue Beetle and this family works together, it's just awesome. There's even, no spoilers, but there is a Mortal Kombat reference in the end. I was like, oh, this is awesome. It felt very injustice-y. It was exactly what I wanted from a Blue Beetle movie. There are actually people out there, we were talking about this, that are like, Ted Cord is my Blue Beetle, not Jaime Reyes. What are you even on about? This these people did not care about Blue Beetle before 2 days ago, and now they want to sit here and just like. I just feel like people don't hide their racism anymore.
They don't. They really people are the internet. Like the internet is like a shield for so many people of stuff they wouldn't say in real life. Like it's insane. Yeah.
Xolo Mariduena is an awesome guy who's very passionate about this character. And getting to bring Blue Beetle to life, I'm very proud of it. It is very awesome. And obviously, this is a story that matters to an entirely different culture of people that aren't me. I enjoyed this movie. And it puts a smile on my face that there are people out there who enjoyed it for entirely different reasons, who saw themselves in this movie. That's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. Stop hating. It's as simple as that.
Can I kick it?
Dude, this past week was a crazy experience for movie soundtracks. And I also saw Strays, rated R, live. It's a Dog's Purpose, but rated R. There's a lot of dog genital jokes, which is crazy. But I actually ended up really enjoying it, and a huge part of that is the bonus points it gets for, again, trying to say this in the least spoilery way possible, but the entire plot of this movie is a dog wants to get back home to his owner so he can bite his thing off. And at the end of the movie, they're all surrounding this guy. And what song starts playing? Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. And there's like fire and action. I'm like, this is the greatest dog movie of all time. And then Blue Beetle hits. That soundtrack is incredible.
It really is.
Man.
Questions from the multiverse.
Zay Manriquez on TikTok. What is your favorite video game / console? Yes, we're gamers.
Mm-hmm.
We're gamers by heart and our soul. We're PlayStation guys. I've played a little bit of. I've played everything there is to play. Used to have like what, a PSP probably.
I used to have a PSP.
We've been doing this a while.
I had a DS. I used to play on Wii at my cousin's. My sister had an Xbox 360.
You know, it's been over 10 years since we've probably even touched a DS. Doesn't that make you feel old?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I've played almost everything. I've even played a Nintendo Switch. I'm not too big of a fan of Nintendo Switch's like their entire shtick, but you know, I can get it.
We've played everything over the years. We've expanded our horizons. Now I think I keep it kind of simple. I play on the PS5. I do want to get an Xbox, though, simply so I can journey through the history of Call of Duty and have access to more games. You know, now that I have some, more free time to play more. And my personal favorite game of all time, we've talked about this, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Boom. Justin, do you have a favorite video game of all time?
It's awkward. I don't think I can say that I do, especially since I don't know. Sometimes like games have series, but I'm a big fan of story games. It's what I've been like the entire time. So I've talked about it a lot. Telltale: The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
One of my favorite games ever. Detroit Become Human.
I think Telltale's in the running for just generally the best
Batman games,
video game
Wolf
developers. Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah, they're beautiful. And Detroit Become Human, like I said, that game is really wonderful. I really just like games where you get to get up on there and make decisions. Like when you make a decision that like changes trajectory of story, it actually does it. There are games out there who market themselves as like decision-based games. They're not. All right, at the end of the day, it's going to lead you into the same damn direction at the end of the game that you would have gotten no matter what decision you made. But when an actual game has decisions that have an outcome where you can literally like change the trajectory, and there's like that shows craft, that shows a passion for video game making, and that's what I love. That's what I love to see. That's what is so great about it.
That was beautiful. Truly beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We actually want to bring gaming to the Fragmented Zone a little more, which is why we're going to start a new series.
Yeah.
The Fragmented Gaming.
Mm-hmm. It Takes Two is what we're going to play when we get on there.
But it won't end there. We have more plans.
Yeah, we have a lot. There's a lot of co-op games that we can play. Have you watched A Way Out?
I actually have not. Like, I've seen parts of the game, but honestly, I would be completely blind to most of the story.
Yeah, so we're gonna play A Way Out as well, because A Way Out is a very good. I've played it personally, so I kind of know what happens in the game as far as like how the story is.
But it'd be my first playthrough.
It's gonna be his first time, and it's gonna be my first time. Like,
it's my fault we haven't actually started the series yet, because I keep saying we're gonna do it, and then I'm not available or whatever. But we're gonna do it soon. We're going to get this on the road, and we're going to bring gaming to the Fragmented Zone on YouTube. 937193171 on TikTok. This guy was an OG. He was following us from the start. Shout out to this guy. But he says, what made you guys start a podcast? We're very impulsive people. We had an idea.
This is not the Impulsive Podcast. All right? I know we have Prime. This is not the Impulsive Podcast.
Impulsive? Logan Paul, if you ever want to come on the show, talk about your upcoming Prime card fight, maybe KSI can special guest star as well. I mean,
KSI's forehead can't fit down here.
And Logan Paul's ego probably couldn't. But no.
Oh yeah,
we're
so,
impulsive people.
yeah. We're starting a podcast. It was basically like a thing. We just did on the fly. It was like we've got a lot of stuff set up since then, like this whole entire setup situation going on. But it was honestly, it all started with just wanting to do something and getting content out there and talk about what we want to talk about, because there's so many conversations that we have
And so we did it.
Yeah, and so
we started doing it, and the first time I saw us on Spotify, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. We're on Spotify.
And if you look up the Fragmented Zone and go to images, we're there. Our TikToks pop up, our faces pop up.
Think about how cool of a name that is, the Fragmented Zone. That's all on Justin. He had this title for a different thing that never really happened.
This title was back in, I think this title was made back in maybe like 8th grade.
Yeah.
I think it was 8th grade.
And I took it. I said, I'm taking that name. We're to do a podcast. And so we did it. Mm-hmm. And we really didn't know what was ever going to happen, but we knew we wanted to do it. And so I turned my basement into a studio. And now we do a podcast in person, which is cool. And we're on everything. It's really exciting. And we're starting to get traction. And people are actually seeing us. And that's just a cool concept. I love it. Evo Hub expanded on that. How did you meet? And when did you start a podcast? So, I mean, we never really talk about our history. So basically, Justin saved me from a burning house, and he came in all heroic and strong, and he carried me to safety.
Metaphorically speaking, we were in a lunchroom. We were in a lunchroom cafeteria. I left my table. There was beef. You know how 7th grade beef is. You can't get along with people. Then Jeremy and another person was sitting at a table, at a lonely table that had 7 seats. And then I sat down.
No, there was another guy at our table.
No, there was. I said it was like you and another guy, and there was 7 other empty seats. Was there another guy? No, it was just you two.
No, yeah, the two of us that you joined. I get it.
And so I saw Jeremy's shirt. Jeremy had an Avengers Infinity War shirt on. And I was like, whoa. I was like, you like Marvel? He was like, yeah.
And this was before, and this was prior to what? Endgame, Infinity War?
Mm-hmm, yeah, it was
prior and we were talking about just Marvel and the Thanos Infinity Stone theories.
It had Thanos on it, and then it had his gauntlet pointed up, and then it had all the characters on the side. Four characters on the side. I remember like Rocket and Nebula was on it.
But we were both nerds. We started talking about that stuff, and then we found out we had more in common, like The Walking Dead and some of our other interests. Mm-hmm. And then we just became friends. It's not that interesting of a story, really. It's just how every high school friendship comes to be. You find out you have something in common with someone, and then he joined acting. Mm-hmm. You joined theater.
I literally joined acting because of this dude, because I wanted to be in the same class as him. We did not get into the same class until senior year. 4 years
I was one of the cool kids. What can I say? He wanted to be like me.
I guess.
And then we ended up just doing so many things together in theater. We became synonymous with each other. We couldn't escape each other's shadow.
We co-directed a one-act show, and then we put on our own two-man show.
People hunted us down just to tell us how good we were.
Yeah, we were out in the parking lot. Some guy told us that we should go and perform at different churches around the country.
And it was fun. And so, I'm glad we managed to stay connected after high school. And that's what that's why I love the fact that we got to do this podcast. And why I think it's such a great idea is because we get to continue what we love doing, entertaining people and having fun. And we get to do it.
The Fragmented Face-Off.
We're going to design a full-on championship belt for this segment. Just wait. We're going to have the full-on Fragmented Zone Championship to go to the winner one day, and it's going to be awesome. Go support us on Patreon to help financially launch this idea that I just had on the spot. But we don't have a championship belt right now, so we're just fighting for bragging rights. Today we're doing something that I call What the Flick? Where we're going to try to guess what the flick is. So I'll go first. Here's how this is going to go. I have a movie in my head. Your goal is to guess that movie with 3 hints. You get 1 guess per hint. And, the hints get easier associated with your guesses as time goes on. And the goal is to guess the other person's movie faster than the other person guessed your movie. And then Yeah, I can't really explain this because I just have this idea in my head, so we're just gonna do it. Welcome to What the Flick, Justin. My first movie is a 2000s action blockbuster. That really narrows it down for you.
2000s action blockbuster. Hmm. 2000s action blockbuster. Is it Transformers?
No, it is not Transformers, but it is equally as iconic, and it is a movie that is part of what is considered one of the greatest movie trilogies of all time.
Hmm. And you said what about its connection to Transformers? Is equally as iconic?
It's equally as iconic. I would actually say that this is more iconic than Transformers.
Really? Hmm. Okay. Um. Wow, I'm like kind of like.
When I say 2000s, I mean between 2000 and 2010.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, where's your film history at?
It's like I'm thinking of all the trilogies that I can.
I'm surprised you haven't hit the nail. Maybe I said something that misdirected you, but if you're thinking greatest trilogies of all time, you should easily hit the nail on this one.
Yeah, I don't know. Can I get another hint?
Yeah, I'll give you another. I have another hint. The love interest of the superhero protagonist is an actress from right here in Toledo, Ohio. That was a lot.
Yeah.
Superhero protagonist has a love interest who's from Toledo.
But like all these movies didn't take place in the 2000s, right?
I mean, I don't
That's what threw
necessarily.
me
I think
off.
this one was. I think this one took place around the time that it came out. I'm not 100% sure.
Like all of them, all three movies came out in the 2000s.
Well, the first one came out in the 2000s. The second one came out in the 2000s. The trilogy concluded in the 2010s.
Iron Man.
No, that's a good guess. It is not Iron Man, but Iron Man did come out the same year as the sequel to this movie that I'm thinking of, making 2008 one of the best years for superhero movies.
Hmm.
I'll throw it down now. I'll consider this hit number 5. This movie came out in 2005 and was directed by a recently talked about director.
Oh, Batman: The Dark Knight.
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins. Okay. Yeah.
Katie Holmes was the love interest in that movie. And those were very, now that I think about it, I understand confusion because those were very general clues. I should have been more specific. I threw you off.
I have some general clues.
I get
so
it.
It's
okay. Well, maybe it'll be equally as challenging then. Go ahead.
Yeah. There are 2 actors in this movie who have been in Marvel projects.
I can name any movie right now. Tropic Thunder.
No.
That'd have been a crazy first guess if that ended up being right.
Are there 2 people in that movie who's been in?
No, probably not.
Okay. This movie is action and sci-fi.
Wait, but is one of those people Robert Downey Jr.?
No.
Okay.
That's the second guess.
No. Robert Downey Jr. is not a movie.
Yeah, but you asked.
Wait. Action and sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Dude, this is way harder than I thought it would be. Is this Dune?
No.
Dang it.
This movie is one of the characters in this movie is from Japan, and it is early in the film talked about.
Is this Bullet Train?
No.
Dang it.
No.
My head's all over the place. Okay.
This movie has been talked about getting a sequel for a very long time, and it is talked about heavily this year. People are excited for it. People want it, but it doesn't have as good as a review on Rotten Tomatoes as one would think.
I know once I know what this movie is, it's going to make so much sense to me. Two people from Marvel, action sci-fi. It is getting a sequel, or like it's
Nobody knows. There's no talk about it. Literally, people just want one, but there's no talk. It can have a sequel. Oh, I threw you off a little bit. Now I feel bad because it's not just two people in this movie who are from Marvel. It's three.
Well, I can't even believe you for that. Well, there's a lot of people in Marvel.
Yeah.
If it's not Dune. See, Dune was the closest. See, Dune wasn't that far off. Marvel sequel. Man, I'm thinking Chris Evans for some reason in my head. I'm thinking one of the Chris's. Snowpiercer.
No, this. Okay.
See if you can give me something.
Yeah.
Because you've already beat me here.
So
I'm gonna get this.
I'm gonna see if you. Anthony Mackie is in this movie, and he addresses the character who is from Japan in this movie. This character is not real. It's not a human.
Anthony Mackie is. Have I even seen this movie? Do I know what this movie is?
Yeah, you should. I feel like I talk about it a lot, or not a lot. I guess I can't say a lot, but it is one of my favorites.
In my head, I'm thinking 8 Mile, but Eminem is not from Japan.
No, like I told you, this character is not human. The character from Japan.
Eminem is not human. He's on a different. He's the goat. He's a goat. Just give it to me. I'm stumped. I don't know.
You want one more hint? Because I feel like it can. Like probably get you there.
Yeah. Give me some.
This character from Japan's name is Noisy Boy. No?
This is not. Is this Real Steel?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I don't know why. The Noisy Boy did get me there. Dude, I have not seen Real Steel in so long, and I don't even know why. It wasn't. What Marvel actors are in that movie?
Hugh Jackman, Anthony Mackie, and I forgot how to say her name. Evan. In the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, Evangeline Lillies.
Evangeline Lilly.
Oh my gosh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was really good. I failed at my own game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love Real Steel, y'all. Real Steel is my favorite movie, and it has been getting a lot of talk this year about getting people want a sequel very badly.
Yeah, I think that's one of those cult classic movies that you could make more money off of if you wanted to.
But it has a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think they should do a video game.
They have. There's a video game.
There's a video game?
There's like I think. Yeah, it's like a. Yeah, I think it is.
While the momentum's there, I want to do another round because now that you went to our childhood, I want to go to our childhood because I have a movie That is an animated adventure from our childhood.
Okay.
That tells you something. It's animated right there. Give me something. Name an animated adventure from our childhood. And I really hope you know this movie. You should. If you don't know this movie, I might have to judge you pretty hard.
Give me something.
It's an animated movie
That's it.
from the 2000s.
Over the Hedge.
No, but you're very much on the right track. The movie I'm thinking of is another movie with an animal ensemble, and it is part. Oh wait, and the tagline for it was "One for all, and all for one." Like fur, F-U-R. One for all, and all for one. It's in the same family of movies as Over the Hedge. I can't explain it, but it is.
I feel like my second guess was gonna be like Hoodwinked, but it's not. It can't be that.
No, it's a. All the main characters are animals.
Give me another hint.
I actually thought you were going to get it. There have been video games and multiple sequels for this bear and deer led franchise. I feel like that's got to do it for you.
Bear and deer.
Bear and deer. There's video games, a couple sequels.
Brother Bear.
No, not Brother Bear.
Bambi.
The main character.
Oh my God!
Open season. It's open season.
I completely. Oh my God! I should have got.
I don't even know how many guesses that was,
Jesus
but I'll say
Christ.
4.
Oh my Lord! I should have got that.
But I knew you were gonna get it. I knew you had it in your head somewhere.
Oh my Lord! Oh, that is so annoying. That is so wildly annoying. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna go.
I thought when you said Over the Head, I heard the O, and I was like, oh my God, he's gonna get it right away.
Oh my God! I love Over the Hedge, guys. Over the Hedge. There's literally nothing like the old childhood classic movies that we grew up with. Like, they just.
Was there ever a sequel to Over the Hedge?
There was not. Over the Hedge.
See, that's why Open Season's better because it got sequels.
Yeah, Over the Hedge could have did a sequel because that movie was
A
great.
good movie.
Yeah. Wasn't. No, I was gonna say Chris Pine. What can I think of his name? He's like such an iconic name. Ryan Gosling? Nah.
In what? Open Season or Over the Hedge?
Over the Hedge.
I don't know.
Who plays the raccoon?
Well, we're about to look it up. Let's see. This is trivia for the people watching right now. Who plays Over the Hedge cast? You said Ryan Gosling. You said... Wait, which one's the raccoon? RJ?
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Willis.
Wait, let me see. Wait a damn minute. Ain't no way. Wait, what? What?
Man's childhood has changed.
What?
Are you shook right now?
Yeah, because
This is like a case of deja vu, or
there's no
Mandela effect.
You're looking at that guy, right? You want to tell me, man? That's crazy.
I did not know Bruce Willis was in that movie.
I've been seeing Thomas Hayden Church in like a lot. Like I can't
You watched Twisted Metal? He was just in Twisted Metal, yeah.
And it's crazy to me that like he's like I swear to God, like him playing Sandman was so weird.
I just wish he got to be a bigger part of Marvel. He's a good actor.
They should have bring him. Well, they did bring him back, I guess. But
You have another one?
yeah,
Probably gonna beat me here because I apparently suck at guessing movies. There's too many movies in my head. I watch a lot of movies. Okay, go ahead.
this character is in one of the biggest franchises of all time, and is going to be in another one.
The character?
The main character of this movie.
Like the actor that plays them.
Yes.
is in one of the biggest franchises. Is going to be in another one. So in my head, I'm thinking they're in Marvel, and they're going to Star Wars, or they're in Star Wars. But maybe that's not the case. Um, oh man. Just so I could possibly get more of a hint out of you. Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back.
No.
I know it's probably not because it's not Mark Hamill, but
Okay.
bounce off of that. I need to. Not even on the right track.
Oh, sorry, guys.
It's fine.
Oh, this.
Technical difficulties.
What is it? Which one is
The middle button first, and then the bottom.
Oh no.
Bottom again.
Okay. This movie has changed like culture of things. There are things in movies that you see all the time replicated, right? Like you see well there's just things like that like happen over and over so many times that people just recreate them.
Yes.
And that come like those one of those things comes from this movie.
Is this X-Men?
No.
Dang it. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was thinking Hugh
This is
Jackman.
probably going to be the most vague.
It's that first clue that's messing me up.
It's probably going to be the most vague description ever.
Okay.
Just simply based on like how much, but they have a skin in Fortnite.
The character from this movie.
Yes, has a skin in Fortnite.
Now this is interesting. I want to get it here. There's a lot of people with.
Continuing on with the game, they have a Fortnite. No, they have a Lego game.
Oh. I don't know why. I'm not doing the percent I was going to say because that's not. Okay. Okay, I got it. I know what it is, but the problem here is that there's multiple movies in this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just going to go with Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, just the original Indiana Jones.
Okay. That I don't know why the Fortnite clue helped me so much. And because I was already thinking Indiana Jones in my head, and then you said Lego. I was like, oh my god, Lego Indiana Jones. Boom.
I'm sorry you didn't get on the first one. You were on the right path. And Star Wars going to be in Marvel.
I think we should just call it a tie.
Yeah, I mean, because I think that one you didn't have. You had less guesses. So
what the flick? The Prime didn't help me. You did nothing for me, Prime. You didn't give me the brain power I needed.
Confession session.
Do you have any hot takes to share about Marvel?
Yeah.
Confession session time, baby.
I feel like I've only confessed this to you, and like, because I really haven't talked about it. Because I really haven't had to, but like, I genuinely.
Wow, we're just getting right into it.
No, I genuinely enjoy Captain Marvel. Like, I see it all the time. I see like there's always videos like, cause I know in my head people don't like this movie. I get why, but that's always been one of my things where I'm just like a little outlandish about it. Because like you see things like you have to rewatch the entire Marvel universe, but you get 7 skips. What are those 7 skips? And I just know in there somebody 7 skips is Captain Marvel, but I'm not skipping Captain Marvel. I'm gonna watch it.
I absolutely would skip Captain Marvel. Biggest reason is I like the mystery of how Nick Fury lost his eye. When you find out that it was a cat that scratched him, it ruins it.
That
Also, I feel like you don't need Captain Marvel in the Marvel Watch. Because once she joins, you can kind of connect the pieces. You don't need Captain Marvel. I completely disagree with you, though. I've never been a Captain Marvel hater. I think a lot of people just hate Brie Larson. I don't just hate Brie Larson. I'm not a huge fan of that movie. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a hater, though. Like, there are things I enjoy about it. Like, I enjoy Nick Fury. I enjoyed the S.H.I.E.L.D. elements. I enjoy how the Avengers story comes into play. And there's good elements to that movie. But I think all in all, and it's funny because the first confession that I had for today was a counter of that. I think Captain Marvel is the worst thing to ever happen in the MCU.
I don't think that was. I think that's like a common opinion, though. That's like a hot take. That's like
Well, I think if I open up my explanation a little more, I think Kevin Feige made a terrible mistake. I'm not saying as a movie, like it was the worst movie in the MCU, because I don't think Captain Marvel is the worst movie. I think the decision to put this where it was terrible. It was a terrible space in the timeline.
I can agree with that.
It introduced Skrulls right before Endgame, which then started messing things up right after Endgame with Spider-Man Far From Home, and then there's all these theories, and now like the Rhodey and Secret Invasion thing is everyone has different ideas about the writing behind how long he's been a Skrull and blah blah blah. I think Skrulls were a terrible idea. I think it put storytelling in place and it gave directors the freedom to do things that could just potentially mess up the entire MCU narrative. And I genuinely think that Captain Marvel as a character was a stupid idea because we see her in Endgame and she's this like powerful force that can beat everybody, and they have to like tone her down so she has weakness and vulnerability. But then when they need her to be super powerful, she's got to be super powerful. She's a hard character for any creative mind to tackle.
I don't know. It's a part of me every time I watch any superhero movie. I think all of them have plot armor. I think all of them have armor for the report. I think all of them have their power limited every single time for the point of the plot, especially the Flash. As Flash does it the most because this dude can stop time from an atomic bomb going off. I'm talking nanoseconds, but he cannot catch up to a motorcycle.
I mean, I would agree with that. I would agree that there is a problem with a lot of characters.
So I think, I just have to, honestly, when I watch a movie, I really have to take myself like out of that like idea that like they will kind of prevail because they have the plot armor to the point that they have to win sometimes.
And do I think that Captain Marvel would have been a bigger success if Brie Larson wasn't Captain Marvel? I absolutely do. I don't mind Brie Larson. I don't think it was the perfect role for her, but I am excited for the Marvels. It seems like she's loosening up a bit. Don't you tell me to smile. And that'll be fun. I'm excited to see what she does with that. Okay, what if I told you, right? Hear me out. What if it's top 3 Disney Plus shows? Agree or disagree? Everyone on the internet hates What If. They're like, why did Marvel do that?
Yeah, I disagree.
I think, and I say top 3, but honestly, I think it's up there at the top of the list. Yeah, it could even compete for number 1. I think that was the most interesting and captivating story.
It competing for your number 1 means nothing to me at the fact that your number 1 is She-Hulk.
Yes. Like, okay. Listen, haters. All right. If
that's crazy. I really don't know who likes. I don't know who likes.
It's the perfect portrayal of the character.
I don't disagree with you, but like just because it's the perfect portrayal, like doesn't mean that it was good.
It was fun.
I guess if you say so, but I don't
know. In a world where the MCU shows feel like filler, I don't know. At least I brought with so much joy and enjoyment and got to see all these characters on screen together. That's why I love She-Hulk.
Don't know what people like and dislike more out of those 3 things. Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, or women? Do you know?
I think woman.
Yeah.
I think they'll say it's not woman, but I think it's always just bad that people hate women.
Yeah, me and Jeremy.
And I love women, and that's why She-Hulk is my number 1.
That's why Captain Marvel is your bottom tier. Jeremy doesn't hate
I had to balance it out a little.
Jeremy doesn't hate Captain Marvel because he doesn't like women. I don't hate She-Hulk because I don't like women.
That's right. is all we have to talk about this week. This was a normal episode. A normal old episode, but we're going to do some fun stuff coming weeks.
Today was fun too. I thought today was fun. I like
today
the
was
segments
fun.
that we're coming at with you guys.
Yeah, I think it adds more spice, definitely.
I think we can officially call ourselves a movie podcast. You know, originally this is a pop culture, but we've been doing a lot of movie stuff.
I prefer the term film, TV, everything in between, comedy, entertainment, food, thoughts, multiverse podcast, variety. I have a challenge for you coming up, Justin. I have a challenge. It's gonna be fun. I still want to get a special guest on the show. There's room here. There's a chair.
Somebody texted me saying they wanted to be on the show.
Let's get him on. Hey, slide into my DMs. You can come over to my house and sit here on this box we have down here, and we'll get you a mic. Reminder, there's a Patreon giveaway. First 10 patrons. Signed pop, hot sauce, merch, other cool stuff. Go join our Patreon. Go join our Discord. Go join everything. Anywhere that we are, you should be there. If you're not, you're just not part of the Fragmented follower family. And that is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Go be a part of it. Justin, tell them what you have going on in your life. Goodbye.